Oxidation and reduction reaction. At high school level, we have two definitions for oxidation and reduction. Those are oxidation means addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen. Reduction means removal of oxygen or addition of hydrogen. Apart from these two definitions, we have two more definitions for oxidation and reduction, which are of immense help to understand the concepts of electrolysis. Oxidation means increase in oxidation number or removal of electrons. Reduction means decrease in oxidation number or addition of electrons. Few more facts about oxidation and reduction reaction are: it is not possible to have just oxidation or reduction reaction, meaning oxidation and reduction occurs simultaneously in a reaction because it is possible to give electrons only when there is someone to receive it. Giver lost the electrons and undergone oxidation. We should refer to this definition. Receiver gained electrons and undergone reduction. Refer to this definition. So with these 3 points, we have understood the concept oxidation and reduction occurs simultaneously in a reaction. So it is more appropriate to call the reaction as redox reaction, where first 3 letters refer to reduction and last 2 letters refer to oxidation. We have already learnt about electronegativity in chapter 1, that is periodic table. Electronegativity means the capacity of an atom in a molecule to pull the shared pair of electrons towards itself. Electronegativity across the period increases and down the group decreases. In the periodic table, fluorine is the most electronegative element. Another supporting concept to understand electrolysis is oxidation number. To understand oxidation number, let us consider one ionic compound, sodium chloride, and one covalent compound, HCl. In sodium chloride, we know that we have one positive charge on sodium and one negative charge on chlorine. This occurred because of the complete transfer of one electron from sodium atom to chlorine atom. Whatever the charges we see on this sodium and chlorine, that itself will be its oxidation number. So, sodium will have plus 1 oxidation number and chlorine will have minus 1 oxidation number in sodium chloride. Coming to the covalent compound HCl, which is more specifically a polar covalent compound. In HCl, we know that chlorine is more electronegative than hydrogen, because of which bonded pair of electrons lie more closer to chlorine than hydrogen, because of which chlorine will gain a partial negative charge and hydrogen will gain a partial positive charge. Now, if we imagine this covalent bond to be made up of completely ionic nature, then instead of delta minus, we may write minus 1 to chlorine and plus 1 to hydrogen. This is what we call it as oxidation number, meaning whatever the covalent bond we see, we imagine that covalent bond to be completely ionic in nature and assign the charges on them based on the electronegativity. Those are called as oxidation numbers in covalent compound. Few more examples. Let us consider a CHF3 molecule and hydrogen molecule. Here if we consider between carbon and fluorine, fluorine is more electronegative. So this gains minus 1, carbon gains plus 1. Between carbon and hydrogen, hydrogen is less electronegative, carbon is more electronegative. So minus 1 to carbon and plus 1 to hydrogen. If we do it with this fluorine and this fluorine, fluorine is more electronegative. So fluorine gains minus 1 charge, carbon gains plus 1 charge. This fluorine is more electronegative. So minus 1 here, carbon plus 1. Now, if we add up all the charges or the oxidation number on carbon, minus 1 plus 1 gets cancelled. We have a total of plus 2. So the oxidation number of carbon in this molecule is plus 2. And for the remaining atoms, it remained as such. Each fluorine is minus 1 and hydrogen is plus 1. Let us come to the molecule hydrogen. There is no electronegativity difference between these two atoms because both of them are same. So there is no shift of electrons between them. So the oxidation number assigned for both the atoms in this molecule is 0. So we can define the oxidation number as apparent charge assigned to an atom in the molecule based on electronegativity. Let us list out the oxidation number of few elements. All pure elements will have an oxidation number of 0. Example, carbon, helium, iron, copper, sodium, any other element taken in the atomic state, or hydrogen, fluorine, oxygen, ozone, etc. Fluorine will have a -1 oxidation state with all other elements, and it will have an oxidation state of 0 in the elemental form. Alkali metals will have an oxidation state of +1 in compounds. If it is existing in the elemental form, then it is 0. Alkaline earth metals will have an oxidation state of +2 in its compounds and will have an oxidation state of 0 in its elemental form. Oxygen will have an oxidation state of -2 with most other elements except with fluorine. In its elemental form, that is in oxygen form or in ozone form, it will have an oxidation state of 0. -1 will be in peroxide. Hydrogen will have +1 oxidation state with most of the non-metallic elements, 0 in its elemental form. If it is bonded with metals to form hydrides, then its oxidation state will be -1. For a neutral molecule, sum of the oxidation number of constituent atoms is equal to 0. For a charged ion, sum of the oxidation number of constituent atoms is equal to charge on the ion. Let us work out with few examples. In these three systems, we have to find out the oxidation number of that atom which is marked in yellow. From the rule 1 we know, for a neutral molecule, sum of the oxidation number of constituent atoms is equal to 0. So, oxidation number of K plus oxidation number of manganese plus 4 into oxidation number of oxygen must be equal to 0. Let us call the oxidation number of manganese as X. From the chart we know that oxidation number of K is +1. Oxidation number of manganese we have to find out X. Oxidation number of oxygen in most of the compound is -2. This is equal to 0. Upon solving, we get X as +7. So, oxidation state of manganese in KMnO4 is +7. Let us work out with sulfate. In the same manner, let us call the oxidation number or oxidation state of sulfur as X. So oxidation state of sulfur plus 4 into oxidation state of oxygen should be equal to -2 because there exists a charge on the ion. Refer to rule number 2. Oxidation state of sulfur we have to find out. So X. Oxidation state of oxygen is -2, that is equal to -2. Upon solving, we get the oxidation state of sulfur as +6. Coming to Fe2O3, in the same manner, let us call the oxidation state of iron as X. There are 2 iron atoms, so 2 iron atoms plus 3 oxygen atoms should give us a 0 charge on the molecule. 2 into oxidation state of iron is X, that is unknown. 3 into oxidation state of oxygen is -2, that is equal to 0. So, upon solving, we get the oxidation state of iron as +3. Let us try to analyze the redox reaction using oxidation number. By referring to the chart, we can assign an oxidation number of +1 to each hydrogen in water molecule. For this oxygen, -2. This hydrogen and oxygen are present in elemental form, so we should be assigning an oxidation state of 0 for both of these. Let us recall the definition of oxidation and reduction. Oxidation means increase in oxidation number. Reduction means decrease in oxidation number. If you observe the oxidation state of hydrogen, it is changing from +1 to 0. So we can tell hydrogen in water molecule has undergone reduction to form hydrogen gas. If you observe the oxidation state of oxygen, that is changing from -2 to 0, that is increase. So we can tell oxygen in water molecule is undergoing oxidation to form oxygen gas. So hydrogen in water molecule is undergoing reduction. Oxygen in water molecule is undergoing oxidation. So it is the same water molecule which is undergoing both oxidation and reduction. Oxidized product of the reaction is oxygen. Reduced product of the reaction is hydrogen. We need to be familiar with few terms: oxidizing agent and reducing agent. Both of these oxidizing and reducing agents can be found on the reactant side of the reaction, that is on the LHS. Oxidizing agent brings the oxidation in another molecule by itself undergoing a reduction. In the same manner, reducing agent brings the reduction in another molecule by itself undergoing oxidation. Other two important terms which we should know are oxidized product and reduced product. Name itself is telling we can find these two on the product side of a reaction, that is on the RHS. Oxidized product is the product which comes as a result of oxidation. Reduced product is a product which comes as a result of reduction reaction. Cations are positively charged species. Examples are over here. Cations move towards negative pole when current is applied. Anions are negatively charged species. They move towards positive pole when current is applied. Examples can be seen here. Another two terms which we need to know are anode and cathode. Anode is the positive electrode of electrolytic cell. Cathode is the negative electrode of electrolytic cell. At anode, always oxidation occurs and we can see the oxidized product getting released near anode. At cathode, always reduction occurs and we can see the reduced product getting released near cathode.